On average, the concentration span of an adult is less than 20 minutes. Yes or no? Well, I think this is probably true many years ago, when we have less distraction. Yeah, Zaid say it depends. Yeah, but I think I just look at myself. I think my concentration span is not that long. It's much less than that. And what's more, our millennium generation. So now, this is a fact to ponder. People unlock their smartphone up to how many times every hour? Take a guess. And the other one, take a guess. How many times people unlock their smartphone every hour, in 1 hour? This is what have been observed or found. People unlock their smartphone up to 9 times every hour. And most learners won't watch video longer than X minutes. So what do you think that X minutes? How long they can watch, let's say, a video on YouTube on their smartphone? 6 minutes. Zaid said 6 minutes. Well, 4 minutes. Well, you want to believe it or not, but this is what they have found from the research. So I think it is good guide for us if we want to produce, let's say, a video, our presentation for a video. So maybe you want to chunk it in 5 minutes, maybe, so that we know that more than that, the learners cannot really focus and they will disengage. That's an interesting fact, and there's more facts here. This one is from Grovo. Attention spans are shrinking. Prior to 1960s, movie shorts held viewers' attention up to 20 seconds. Now, it is 10 times less, only 2 to 3 seconds. So, I think this is probably quite true. I like to watch movie trailers on YouTube, and it's only about 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But even that, even the 2 or 3 minutes, I feel quite long. So, in 2013, older adults aged between 50 to 64 up daily consumption of online video from 11 minutes to 90 minutes. So meaning that adults, on the other hand, actually use more, they watch more and more videos. So, from 11 minutes in 2013, but now 19 minutes. So meaning this is a good indication that video probably is a good material for us to present the information. And by 2015, we will be consuming more than 15 hours of media per day. And 51% of millennials prefer video to text. So meanwhile, technology is advancing as a result of rapidly changing technology. A digital skill gap has emerged, one that is costing the US economy over $1.3 trillion annually in lost productivity. So here actually Grovo talk in terms of training, actually. Learning that is taking place in the training scenario, in the training context. So training cannot keep up. This technological change has also led to skills half-life of 2.5 years. So now, the bottom line here, the point here is how do we maximize training? Because the workers cannot go for training for 2 days, 3 days, because that actually will affect the productivity. So how we use micro-learning in this case, so that the workers can get the training done, or they can follow, they can learn effectively within a shorter time. Now, welcome to the 21st century education, and meet the 21st century learner. Who are they? They are easily overwhelmed because of the amount of information that is available on the internet now. They can easily distracted because of the social media. They are impatient. They can get bored easily. So this is actually, I believe, in general, we can describe how these 21st century learners, in terms of their attributes. So these are exactly the same type of people or generation that we are dealing now in our classroom, in our school, in the university. So for us as educators or teachers, we need to understand that they are of this nature. So how do we deal with it? And sometimes we call them by, label them by different, we X generation, Y generation. So the question here that I would like to ask you, how long do you think, or how short for that matter, is the concentration span of the millennial generation? Well, I'll give you the answer now. Just to get some idea, how long is their concentration span? Let's try this. How long does it take to read a tweet, which is only 140 characters long? Well, according to marketing prof, the new millennial cannot think more than 140 characters at a stretch. This is interesting fact. So let us try how long it takes to read 140 characters at a stretch. And according to this survey, our millennials generation cannot think longer than that. So here goes. Okay, let's read together. Learn anything in small chunks. That's the basic premise of bite-sized learning. It makes sense to break down content into a small, manageable, that's it. That is how long it takes to read a tweet 140 characters long. Basically only less than 5 seconds to read 140 characters long tweets. And basically that's roughly how long the millennial generation can pay attention then before they get distracted, before they start to look at their phone, before they start to tweet, before they start to look at their FB, WhatsApp, and so on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I'm trying to connect with the topic. So we know that, because of the amount of information being generated, the distraction, and so on, maybe now we should consider what we call bite-sized learning. So the future of learning, perhaps, is bite-sized. Let's look at the definition first. Grovo, this one I take from Grovo, it says that bite-sized learning or micro-learning is a process of learning through short, digestible, and well-planned units. The key word there is short, digestible, and well-planned. So basically, that is what micro-learning or bite-sized learning is about. That's the gist of it, the essence of it. Just like, nowadays we have, since I'm food technologist, I'm using the food metaphor here. But you can see actually you can buy now a lot of food are being actually sold in the form of small bite size, so that you can just put one piece in your mouth and that's it. You can even swallow it if you like without chewing it. But that's basically the metaphor to illustrate the concept of bite-sized learning. Learn anything in small chunks. So that is the key word. That's the basic premise of bite-sized learning. It makes sense to break down content into a small, manageable segments. So basically I have described what is bite-sized learning or micro-learning. But why bite-sized? Why do we need to present information or material in a small chunk, in a small segment? So the reason is so that, in bite-size, the way when we deliver material or information in the small chunk, it can support learners by giving them an interesting, flexible information at their point of need. Just when they need it, they need the information, they take that chunk or that segment, they study it, they digest it, and they can understand. So this is what we call nowadays learning on demand. So basically, learning on demand, we present the material in the form of bite size, so that the learners now can just take this and use this just in case when they need the information, just in time when they need to use it at that particular time, and they just take whatever chunks of information that they need, just enough for them at that particular time, and it becomes personalized just for me. So that's actually the essence of what we describe as learning on demand, anytime, anywhere. And now the learners can just simply take whatever they like from the buffet of information on the internet in small chunks. They don't have to grab it, the whole big block of the information. So this is basically the concept of learning on demand in relation to micro-learning or bite-sized learning. So according to Grovo, micro-learning beats traditional training or traditional classroom teaching as we are familiar with in a variety of ways. Micro-learning in 3 to 7 minutes chunks matches the brain's working memory and attention span. Bite-sized micro-learning yields an average of 4 to 5 learned items taken from a series. Micro-learning can cut development costs by 50% while increasing the speed of development by 300%, and over 1.2 billion learners have access to smart devices and expect to use them. So now we leverage the technology, we leverage the mobile devices that, always in the hand of our students. And we now present the learning material in the form of small chunks, and they can learn anywhere, anytime, in an interesting manner, and they can internalize and can digest the material easily, hopefully. Well, this is a comparison between the traditional learning and micro-learning in terms of cost. In terms of, cost, probably more effective. We can design it to be more flexible, learner-driven. We can make it fun. The gamification things, I think Zaid is always, into this also. Audio, visual, we can spice up the presentation with graphics. In traditional learning content, all content is same priority, but in micro-learning, to decide which part that we want to chunk, then we must choose from one topic, which part of that topic is most important, then we chunk or we segment that particular part. And it is reusable. We break into a small chunk of 1 to 3 minutes, and it is short and sweet, concise. Okay, that's the comparison in terms of, just now the comparison in terms of the nature of the content. This is comparison in terms of the nature of the delivery. How do we deliver the content? The comparison between micro lecture here on the right hand side, the bite size, and the traditional here. So in the traditional, we use long slide or long lectures, but in micro learning or bite size, we deliver in a small and short lessons. And this we deliver on mobile devices. We deliver with minimal infrastructure. For example, just using a periscope like what I'm doing now, we can simply deliver the material in this simple form without much preparation, without much technical know-how. And the students can learn, self-paced, self-directed when they need it. So this is a learning on demand concept during work, in a moment, in their own time.